going to be humbling for one of these two teams potentially. And if I'm Cloud9 White and I look at this team, I'm looking at them potentially running through opponents. That's what I want to expect, is that kind of aggression, that dominance, that control. But we dive into things. Cloud9 White on the attacking side and defensive side, of course, then means it's going to be Kru. So, first map will be choice of Kru. Let's see what they bring into this. A little bit of a contact made. Run towards short, and utility being worked through. Kru could be one of the first players to potentially have that impact. You can see Cloud9 not in a particular hurry. They are working mid though, but you can look at the extremities. Also then one out by Kru, so it's that kind of exchange, and it's Kru to draw first blood. Jezikin's gone down, but it's all but a ruse. The B pinch is on the way.
Actually, yeah, they're scrambling to get back towards site here as Bob looking to pave the way all the way onto site. Actually, two players tucked in here. They're ready to actually pop off. This flash is perfect as well, Lauren.
Yeah, this isn't too bad. We have to see if they can actually take the side control as it stands. For now, it's all good. Plant going to come down. We look towards the retake. What do they have to build in? One towards CT, two towards middle. Romy, Konsu, and Kru still alive. Kru holding a fair amount of space to at least allow some safe back, passage back in. Looking a little paranoid of a flank coming through, but nothing there. It is all towards the site. 3 players posted up, and here it comes. Smoke's already invested. Katsumi playing site, 2 towards back of boathouse. Dash comes in, and the first swing! Stunning work from Katsumi, and even once more! Welcome to the stage, Cloud9. You're looking like you're at home.
And absolutely shut down in that retake. Not even getting past the first hurdle there. All 3 players from Cloud9 White stacked in, ready to take that engagement. And actually, respect given on the side of Romy to be the one to try and be the aggressor in this scenario. Funny here with the opener, just tucked into short. A bit of a bait play, actually, from Tree. And like I said, Kru desperate to try and scramble to find that rotation, but just couldn't get ahead of that site hit.
And you talk about confidence, and that's something that we have to look at here. This is stage performance now. This is very different. How many teams back in the day do we see look great online? They get to land, they get into these environments, and it changes a little. For now, though, that's the way it's going to steady the nerves, going to build into the matchup. And we have a little kind of eco piece. We've got the Sheriffs coming out, so not too much to worry about unless someone gets pinched, someone gets caught by it. But Cloud9 White holding a default, and a deep default.
A very deep default, yeah. Alexis ready for this as the players in support as well. Jezikin's the first one to find it. Khalid actually responds with 2 here. Spike noted as well. Katsumi has to tuck away from this. Actually, Mel and Bob made progress elsewhere, but no real information towards B side. I don't actually think the extent of this stack on the side of Kru was noted. The early advantage here.
Yeah, massive and fantastic consideration of that. Brilliant work coming out from Kru. I'm really happy to see. You can see instantly that Spike got collected and got the hell out of danger. So over towards the site we go. Plant going to come down. Let's see if they can hold on to it. Those 3 Spectres, still a fair amount of utility on Katsumi. Same with Bob as well. So you're still in a decent enough position to fight this one out. And I want to see Bob's flank here. The timing is everything. Do they still recheck towards middle? You've got 4 players and Bob could have the best flank in the world. They have absolutely no idea, and it's devastating. It's so much. They all have to turn. It's time being purchased. Bob does not need to overcommit to this. Just chip away by time. Precious seconds. Because Kru are almost back in this round. And it's only 1 to make it forward. Cloud9 White again. Course correction there. It started to get a little dicey towards that A side. Instantly lean away. And that deeper default paid off. Beautiful
Timing as well from Bob to get behind that rotation. You see Kru just making that last glance back towards mid. But Bob comes through. She's on the backside of this, but the opener was fantastic here. I mean, Kalita finding 2 kills off the rip with the Sheriff, and luckily, C9 White able to tuck away from that Katsumi, like you said, just grabbing the spike, hightailing it over to the other side of the map.
But I also do want to look at Kru's consideration there. I love teams that on their kind of lighter purchases or eco rounds to an extent will try something.
Anything that's going to really disrupt that, throw them off their game. Those are real key indicators in terms of really translating that form here in Berlin.
Cover going on.
No, actually Alexis and Jazikins did ride through, and actually Katsumi looking to get into the back lines here with the TP. Yeah, will be cancelled, so one player noted at least here towards Heaven, but already a rotation has come through, Lauren.
This is going to be a pretty rough site to take, but
almost
with the slow towards Heaven, yeah, they're completely posturing for the retake instead. Maybe feeling Kalita could facilitate something, but you still need to get that built up if you can. I mean, this isn't bad. They've got the post plant. They're in pretty decent positions. If this could go sideways, I don't love that they didn't try maybe halt a little bit of this, but utility-wise, they are down to bare minimum here on the Cloud9 White side. So this is a great opportunity for Kru, but they need to get going.
A lot of time burnt up here already. Kalita will pave the way through the door. Little crossfire setup here, though, just outside. Cornier actually loses out to Jazzykins with the ghost here.
And I love the commitment as well from Jazzykins, still doing great chip damage too, and Alexis still not noted. Gonna get away with potentially murder until then. Mel on the trade and Mel on the flank! And that's a denial of the ult's validity. It's gonna find nothing here, as Romy, the last one alive in a 1v3, and Katsumi, headliner so far, mopping it up. And that's a conversion that's gonna sting against Kru here.
Absolute shutdown there on the retake. And again, Cornier faced with a really, really awkward decision there. Like you said, to peek through, try and make use of the rifle potentially and slow down C9 White on the way into the site. But, I mean, outside that, it's only really Romy that can take that peek. Once that slow orb comes in onto Heaven, that peek is not comfortable. It's not as if you've got a chamber that can kind of dip in and get out quickly.
Right.
It's Romy scrambling to find its rotation, just can't get there in time. And almost a panic ult thrown out here from Kalita to try and clear through short, but Mel threads the needle perfectly.
And got to say it, Katsumi looking like a land beast right now, sitting on 7-1, farming it up. And once again, similar scenes, but it looks like Cloud9 White are more than aware. Good trades for Kru, though. Kinnear and Beish at least going to do some damage on this one. Rifle's not quite recoverable yet, so a little bit tricky in that regard to try and maybe get those back into play for Kru if they could recover them. And already, C9 White just going to turn attention. They want that plant. That's what they're going to try and facilitate. The two players playing slightly ahead. Spike safely working his way around by main. And they should be able to at least secure Heaven, maybe secure a little by tree, which they're going to do by at least shutting the door.
Alexis and Mel might even go exploring here.
They think they should.
Be able to greet a couple of members of Kru just ahead of progress towards Heaven. Gonna find any value here. Cornier just behind the curve there. Unfortunately caught off guard. Mel, savior of that one. Alexis nearly caught, but Kru doing damage once again here with pistols. Happy to stack up, taking engagement on one extremity. They draw blood, but once again, C9 White, the contingency's in place. And lose the spike, or you know, nobody's overextended in a position they can't be recovered from. It's
Mel's
well
yet
handled.
to die.
Yeah.
Mel's going to have one of those games, isn't she? We'll find out how this goes on, because we are seeing that potential with Kru. I like that little, you know, the aggressive looks, but you kind of need to now start committing to that a bit more. Needs in a rifle, which is what we've got coming in now. Operator into play for Romy, who's yet to get on the board, though. 0-4 so far, same for Konsu, so we need to see them start activating, feeling present in these rounds, because so far, so good for Cloud9. Now, this could be a good start, though. Shot goes astray, not ideal. Has to fall off this one and give up that mid control, which actually quite quickly C9 are going to take into their hands here. I
think this is actually on the back of, you can see here just off screen, Mel being tested. The one-way phone up, great counter to that is the spy cam from Mel. Again, this initial probe, C9 White looking to peel back towards short here. It's only really going to be one player holding down. Cornier playing very close contact, noting Mel's presence outside in the early rounds.
But there's no pressure on short, and they would have felt that, right? And they can speed up the pace, and they're so aware of this. Alexis with the first was great. The second, I feel, was a gift from the gods. And already the plant now getting put down, wall in place. Every post plant is pretty much covered, and you've got an operator. That's an expensive piece of kit. Maybe you don't want to commit at this point.
Romy posted up deep in Heaven. No possibility of swapping this out, and actually Katsumi ready with the paranoia, potentially, to enable somebody to push even deeper. It looks like Kru, rightfully so, going to give this up. That'll be the 5th on the board very quickly for C9 White. Unfortunately, not a lot for Kru to say in this round. No. Like you said, almost that double stack towards main when there's no pressure follow through towards B or towards mid. You almost expect that push out. Try and dig Mel out of this position. Bomb catching him. Headshot there. Konsu will find Jazzy, but nothing but a consolation at this point.
It's worth hunting these down. You have the funds.
Yeah, want to punish
Money
this.
Is great for C9. On the other side, they are desperate to keep hold of these. And it's just the operator.
The door's closed as well.
And do they get to keep it so far? I'm pretty sure it's gone. Okay, Mel, huge punish.
That's massive.
Look at the money coming back in, 3.6. I think it was like 3.1. It's going to be shoddy at best.
Katsumi's already nearly on another already. Actually, talking about it, is Kru's first ultimate cycle just about coming online, but it's in the wrong round.
Yeah.
Again, we know Kalita threw out the ultimate earlier, but there's no real tools to, I mean, unless they want to invest here.
They're feeling it. Just that at 5-0. Kru, that timeout could be essential for them. This could be time to maybe, I don't know, talk through the options, try and get a grip on the game, because it's very easy to get blown out of the water. It's something that we've seen consistently, even in NA during the online phase. Kru needs to get a grip on this one. And I don't know how many times they're used to playing from the back either. It could be something they're just not used to. This aggression is so good from them. They are so good at these half buys, these kind of shoddy purchases. They are fantastic fantastic, and the Spike is in a bad position here. They need success over by A, and Bob's given them just that. Bob now on the side can take so much control of this. The Spike, yes, it is still an issue, but they at least have that backup plan now.
So I'm looking here to see how C9 White do recover here, 'cause first time the Spike has been out of position. Bob perfectly flanking through
it's
M8, finds the
ferocious.
first, the second. Actually, Romy gonna fall too.
And Alexis starting to swing from it. That's good. Time to get away, though. There was still that pressure. There was still that danger. Konsu could have hit another shot. It could have been another problem. It's not to be. Kinnear has to find impact, find damage, find something, because this chip damage stops being enough. It stops being a silver lining at 6-0. It stops being anything we can depend upon. The first time we're really seeing C9 having to scramble in this round, and again, it's one of these buys, but that's a recovered rifle.
Alexis actually anticipating the lockdown potentially being used on short and saved the fragment for it. Not sure if Konsu's going to consider that. Alexis does give up the lineup for the time being after that door's removed. Well, they can follow through here. Alexis going to take first contact. The Spike, I'm actually spotting out Heaven, but Alexis standing strong. Just one left to find for C9 White.
Kinnear. No one's given them any play, and the swing together, it's sorted. Bob bailing him out there as well. Got to give credit, they held him mid, they got the Spike back to hand, but Bob, the amount of room that they garnered pushing towards that A side, pushing through, pressuring short, allowing the Spike to come back in. That was probably one of the hardest 4-4 rounds we've seen yet.
Yeah, it was. And like I said, the first time that actually we've seen, we're noting how actually diligence in the early round, the Spike was never really lost. The first time the Kru actually had an opportunity to really pressure this buy round from C9 White, but it just wasn't followed through. Great cleanup, and like you said, credit to Bod to actually make use of that time, get through onto A side, find that flank, and actually remove that control from short.
Okay, we've got the ults coming around. We have everything we need for Kru. And Kru are getting aggressive. They're straight up middle. They're up the gut. They're going to go for the deep knife as well. Finds maybe Mel at most, but for now, well, fully aware. Seems hyper aware of the possibility of this, maybe noting the success they had in the prior rounds, but the timing's everything! And Mel's still alive. Untouchable in this
on
game.
the weapon switch as well, Lauren. Absolute madness.
Mel in fine form. And just taking their time here. The lockdown being considered by Konsu.
Not the counter over the Hunter's Fury. And actually, Bob going to throw this out preemptively here, just to try and remove Konsu from this short position, but finds Kalita instead.
And Katsumi might be the time. There's that lockdown. And there's the TP right towards the back of Boathouse. Going to note that no one is there and commit. So Spike can be safely ferried away unless Vaish can maybe find something towards middle. Maybe be a problem, but do they go for a double pump? Do they then thread up through middle? Because no one's posted on it. They've got options here. Katsumi can be all but a ruse. See what they do with this one.
Left.
Options are plenty. 28 seconds, but it looks like they're still eyeing up that A site.
Yeah, if Katsumi closes this door here, maybe re-smokes off spawn. See Konsu rotate back through, but C9 White. I mean, Alexis is already deep on site here.
And there it is. Mel gonna make it across. Kinnear though gonna find Katsumi. That was the fight towards B, so the plant's gonna come in, and now we're in the post plant. Favorable numbers still towards Cloud9 White, but we're going to see what Konsu, Based, and Konir can maybe achieve in this one. A little late on rotation because they had to deal with a player who took that TP towards B. Alexis waiting for the pressure to come in through by Tree, going to spot out Konsu. The flash to follow, going to note 2 and fight 2. Alexis taking heads. Kinnear just dismantled up towards heaven, and it's flawless. How many times have we asked this and waited to see if it will translate to the international stage? And so far, so damn good. Cloud9 White are just something else.
And the concern being, we were talking about when that first ultimate cycle will hit in a buy round.
Yep.
That was it for Kru. The only thing they come away from here is the Blade Storm for Romy, so absolutely nothing gained off that investment. Actually, on the flip side, I think before that, C9 White had either 4 or 5 ults to throw into this, and they're ready to just counter everything that Kru are looking to achieve. You always see him now getting a bit fired up on stage, look a bit happier, looking to have some fun.
And on the other side, not going to be a similar scene at all. It's going to be a rude awakening, a tough, bitter pill to potentially swallow on map 1 here. Pressure towards middle found. And if you're C9 White, you've got to be looking for that aggression we know that Kru will try and bring out, which they've done. They've zerged out a B, they've taken the space away. They're going to leave A pretty vulnerable, but they're going to note that, and they'll have to try and do that damage on the way back in.
Vice actually already away on short here, so stacking up 4 members of Kru to look to flank through all the way from A lobby here. Just going to be Konir to show, but actually taking a ton of damage on that wallbang. Forced off the angle as well.
Yeah, 5 HP is all that's remaining, and this is going to be quite telling. Mel, going to be on guard duty. 7-0 so far. Spots one, takes one. That's going to be based down. Bob going to take over the next bit of pressure here. Spots out more, and he's got the support. It doesn't need it. It's just farming out here. Cloud9 White just a cut above the rest with the Prime Gaming flawless.
Really hitting their stride now.
Yep.
8-0 the score. And like I said, that ship has sailed now for Kru to really have any input here. They're in damage control mode now. They need to get something out of these last 4 rounds.
And it feels like maybe just unbridled aggression could be the name of the game. Try and just be disruptive, do something, because it's not working otherwise.
That was supposedly the game plan, right? To actually take the fight to these teams here in Berlin. We've seen it in a couple of rounds, but like I said, it becomes harder and harder to justify now. Like I said, it's to the point where throw something out, see what sticks. Looks like that might be the case here. Not through B main here, but there's 4 members of C9 White here. Again, these early round protocols, the slow orb, to actually prevent any further progress behind this first blood. Beautifully done.
Great read, great anticipation. Kru not finding that first impact. Last time around, we saw this on a couple of the half buys, a couple of the ecos.
Kalita opening things up.
A couple of trades, working quite nicely. This time around, too sharp to it. C9 reading the game plan really well, and the patience even sticking around just in case there was that double dip of aggression, and there was. Once again, it's noted, paranoia invested, and the push comes in. They're just going to absolutely send this. Katsumi are going to just drop a smoke down towards CT. And the ball comes up as well, so they can even note towards the side. So this is now a problem. Based, overwhelmed, and it is just clear cut. Mike, there ain't much to say about this.
No, there isn't. Konsu just about making it away. Back through to spawn side here. 2 mollies to work with, but I might have flooded the site now. 3 members here once again. Bob a little disconnected as well, just as that contingency once again. The Hunter's Fury online.
Placing sentry. Placing
this one you got to say, it's looking like a night.
Very much so. I don't see this going any other way here. Still the utility to invest for Bob, for Katsumi. Still so much to run through, and it's rough for Kru. There is no good option anymore.
And slipping back into just try and hold on to these rifles. I think a couple of the members hit, well, 1,000 for Romy, 1,400 for Beist. Kalita down to 600. It's not going to be a pretty bite. Got no potential to drop a weapon out.
Rightly so.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep punishing. Don't let your foot off the gas. Now going to swing through, going to find here. Connie and Konsu will find the kills, but consolations and nothing more.
Yeah, it's way more costly, obviously, for Kru here. Their money devastated, left in tatters and ruins. Might be able to at least spread the wealth a little now. On the other side, of course, you were seeing max money starting to be hit, so it was no real problem. It was worth hitting that chase. I just don't know what else Kru are meant to do here now.
I mean, in this one scenario, the one fallback would be, Romy potentially getting Blade Storm up every, 3 or 4 rounds or something like that, but they haven't even had that to fall back on some of these lesser purchases. The only thing really left over here is 2,400 in the back pocket for Connor. Still will be able to get rifles, a Bulldog, to kind of complete the purchase. And here, Kru playing a little deeper. No progress either side of the map. Romy actually tucked into bricks here, just outside A main. Again, the momentum is there for C9 White, though. They're not even paying much attention to the other side of the map. Yes, that trap wire is going to get set off, but Mel has the spy cam just to make sure there's no push coming through. You can see the check there.
Yeah, lovely work. Mel calling this one out as well.
Kalita's already preemptively rotating off that after dealing with that trap wire in B main.
The contact's going to be on short. Coming on the knife, good. Smoke goes up. Romy, Island. Trade comes out. 1-for-1 so far. Mel gone down. The timing not bad at all. Rez going to come out. Mel back on the feet, and Jazzy going to carry on forward. All invested. They got to know everything. Flank now seen. They are going to be on red alert, as they should be. Beast, though, finally comes alive on the side, and there's a fight to be had.
Bob with the response on here. Kalita and Konsu left to try and cover this one now. Bob actually peeks ahead of that as the spike is planted. So now 1v2, Jazzy will fall. Konsu swings through and finds Kru's first round.
Yeah, finally starting to hit here. It was scrappy, but it's worked for them. One, I mean, you take what you can get at this point. That's as much as you can really say about this. There's no nice way to put it. You sat 9 down, you claimed one back, you at least give yourself a shot now going forward.
C9 White, unfortunately, in a position where they can buy back through. Jazzy does fantastically to deal with this threat. Actually, perfect reveal coming through on short. And you see, actually, initially, it looks a little uneasy for C9 White as they try and recover the situation. So Kru come through, find the burst, another rifle purchase coming through, and actually a Guardian to round it out this time. See if Kru can build anything off this. Konsu and Based actually do have ultimates available here to invest here. Bob actually on the operator. So maybe an indicator that C9 White going to try and slow things down a little bit here.
Block the sight.
Cage triggered.
Well, still going to hit that pressure towards middle. Keep them present. We still have that late hold towards B main.
I mean, the alarm actually positioned behind these cages. So Mel trying to plant the seed, the potential progress up mid. Nothing following through here. Actually, the preemptive no command from Based. Actually, in A main, look how deep Bob is positioned here. They're trying to probe to almost bait out this push once again from Kru. Nice pick from Romy, though. Down to 70 HP early on. Still happy to take this engagement and rewarded for it.
Yeah, they're going to note Konsu, though, so that's not going to go unseen. The rotations are on the way, and there's no real backup plan. It is quite all in now. The smoke going to come down, and the lockdowns come out. This is now going to give them a time limit. There is pressure put on Cloud9. Romy's reposition is perfect. Going to find Katsumi. Bob and Mel still alive and kicking, but for how long? 2 more seconds. They got to handle it. They got to handle it now. Mel can't do it. Gets caught, but still standing was Alexis. Bob puts life on the line for it as well. And now just down to Kinnear. And it's all slow sailing, but they need to get the spike and they need to get the plant. Couple of seconds to spare, they get it done, and Bob's waiting. Double digits, as manic as it may have been, they've made it to 10.
Last round in the
Mel just charging through. Even with 3 seconds left, still looking for that kill. Pulls out the Sheriff, tries to deal with the lockdown, but the contingency in place. 2 members of C9 White still outside that lockdown area of effect. Even did a beautiful trade from Mel actually onto Katsumi.
With 5 bullets, she had to spin over. Man, 10-1. Impressive, gotta say it, very impressive to see. And again, shattering the economy as soon as it kind of goes back and forth. And, well, that's a shot. Where's this been? Where's this fire been from Kru? Love that aggressive first peek. Gonna be able to dip away now. Don't need to overextend on this. Obviously, unrecoverable rifle, but still, good damage achieved. Could potentially spread the wealth. Depend on the knives a little if you could. We
have seen C9 White flip these 4v5s time and time again, though, particularly on these rounds the Kru has sat on a lesser purchase. First time we've seen Kru dip away from it, though. Yep. They find the first blood, and they're actually in safe positions. Romy repositioning all the way towards short. I mean, potential even here to throw the rifle across, make use of that Blade Storm here. It being round 12.
Here.
Actually, utility noted inside B main here. Constantly only with a Sheriff in hand.
Not too much support either in the way of the players that at least have weaponry to play with. It's Kalita only on the Sheriff as well, so going to be a rough one for Konsu. And Kalita, that's brave. That is very brave. Wall goes up. Potential problems there. Kalita gets found, so the support system gone, and now it's Konsu just left on their own. But great positioning, at least going to get away with one. Takes out Alexis, but Jazzy is ready. Death from above, and the shot just about clips the wings of Konsu. Gonna dip back down for it though. Playing around the side of the smoke, 20 seconds here, and the pressure's starting to mount. Jazzy finally gets found, and now it's Mel and Katsumi. 18 seconds, plant not in just yet, and Romy looking for that chance above it. Doesn't get it. The paranoia slowing down the roll, and this pressure is starting to mount. 10 seconds, they need a plant, and they needed it a while ago. A tap on the spike, but it's Mel trying to get in their face. Katsumi gonna do just about enough to maybe buy time for a plant. And Kinnear gonna feel that pressure, has to hold for a second. The classic switch was not gonna get it done. Kinnear gonna get them silver lining something a second round.
I mean, you could barely call it a lifeline. An absolutely dominant half here from C9 White, and a couple of these individuals stepping up and excelling. What we rely on pace to try and be aggressive here. Problem being built around Romy versus this composition. You look towards Mel and Jazzy to really slow things down and prevent Kru from really breaking through this C9 White defense.
Yeah, Romy going to be the one to try and take those first couple of steps. So Alexis, no respect, happy to take the fight, but punished on the timing there. Katsumi just left in no man's land, caught as the smoke dissipated. And actually the punish towards Mel. A little bit of a fumble on the timings, a little bit of out of position here. This is not ideal yet. And actually Kru going to make the most of it.
Katsumi almost caught off guard there as that smoke did drop. Lexus, knife destroyed, but information confirmed at least. And Kru looking to pile on the pressure through short here. One lurk left, and Romy, completely unconsidered, will punish Jazzy.
Player standing.
Way better work coming out from Kru. This is much better. Loved how much they were able to capitalize on some of the small mistakes coming out from C9 there and making it their own. Lovely pace, keeping that momentum up, taking the site, plant in, all good. 10-3 still, heavy advantage to C9. Need Kru to find a bit of that form here going forward, and there's no mistakes. They can't drop the ball now.
Absolutely, yeah, I hinted at it, but Kru need to stick to this. It needs to follow through here, all the way through to the early buy round.
Certainly does.
Very early progress towards bottom mid here. You can see, actually, that's the reason the pop flash through the smoke comes on short. Like I said, Katsumi, unfortunately, just maybe a couple of seconds off, but caught totally out in the open once that smoke did fade.
Yep. See what tempo Kru try and continue at, but you can see them kind of diligent, sitting deep. Something that we credited C9 for.
Almost anticipating a similar sort of approach
Absolutely.
to these thrifty rounds. Jazzy actually got a shorty position.
Camera taken out.
Over towards tree here. Mel tasked with holding on to B site alone. Actually a smoke and support, but looks like it might just be the orb retrieved. Kalita at least a little curious here with Romy. Both initiators here, potential to try and set Romy up to find this entry on B. C9 happy to stick as 4 over towards A.
Yeah, a little gamble stack. I mean, there are some sheriffs, so it's not completely without some danger, but gonna dash on in. And Mel knows days are numbered. You can do some damage or take one with you. That would be a miracle in itself. Not going to happen. Lovely work from Kru, filling out the stack maybe, or just well-considered approach. And the plant should be coming any second now. So down to about the 20-second marker, they felt comfortable enough. They'd taken the map control. They weren't going to get caught out. Maybe if there was a stack on that B site, there could have been some further danger to it, but not at all. And plenty of information off the back of the knife. Probably 3 noted on that. So again, should be well and truly prepared. Nice little late mid-lurk coming in as well. And should really seal it up. And Kalita just steals it away. Poor old Consul.
That's when you thought. Pop pass is good, but Romy stands strong.
Nice.
Bob actually looking to thread back behind Konsu on this flank, but Konsu still finds the headshot. The prime gaming flawless here for Kru. Themselves a second half here on Ascent. And coming through, and actually those Guardian purchases in the previous now actually put them in a good stance. You don't have to, close the distance anywhere in this bonus. Yeah, actually go through the protocols here. Perfect flash over the top here. Well considered by Kru in this post-plant hold. And looking a little more lively now. At least that was the confidence boosters they need to get on the board here in the second half. But White now on their first rifle bite. A couple of gaps in utility here. I think it was a couple of sheriffs and maybe a shorty in the previous. I don't know what utility was invested, but towards Bob, Katsumi and see Bob find the first shot to Romy. Looking to re-peek onto that angle as well.
Yeah, Bob getting away near on unscathed. The damage coming through the wall more than anything, but you can see them still committed to try and take this mid-pressure. No fear being shown by Kru, trying to keep that tempo a little high, a little pressured throughout the map. Little flash in, doesn't quite find what they want, actually catching a little short there.
Konsu in position to deal with the wall immediately as well, so it actually pins one extra player of C9 White. They have to be on alert here, conscious of the possibility somebody slips to the net. Spike not committed just yet.
I like this. They're testing multiple areas, kind of that mid-thread, that play towards short, that pressure towards the wall, making it hard work to make any sort of gamble or rotation, hit that early rotate. So it looks like a double dip back towards A after that pressure on short. The knife came in, no one got noted. They go back towards this. Spike recovered and on the way, but there are rotations in, and Cloud9 White are in position for this one. This could be hard to stick the landing on 30 seconds. This could go astray. This could go wrong.
Here, Connor actually posts a perfect paranoia, but Kalita can't swing onto it. Too much pressure. Low HP, Alexis will deal with it.
Yeah, and here's that main play, and they build the door. How How do you get away with it? Alexis going to catch Kinnear in the end, but at this point it is a 3v2. There's still a bit of a chance here. Konsu and Bashed going to try and make something out of it. Plant going to come down. Spam doesn't find as much as Bob would have wanted. And now we look at the post plant. What do they have for it? Just kind of tucked towards under heaven. It ain't pretty. There's nothing special about this. Alexis just has the room, but Bashed does a little bit of damage, but it wasn't going to be enough. But for a bonus, if you look about what they were coming in with, it wasn't that full purchase yet. That's not bad for Kru.
They've drawn blood once again. Well, look what the purchase is going to sit like. Again, you look at the numbers over on the left side of your screen with those Guardians to offset that round 2 purchase as well.
Yep.
Kru actually in a very, very good position to buy back in here. Slight advantage across the board in terms of this ultimate cycle. Alexis being the closest to C9 White, 1 away from that null command. And almost a total fumble here as that door was closing.
Attach left. Yeah.
Luckily only 1 falls, and actually I think initially a trade coming through. See what the game plan is now for Kru.
I think this is always the scary factor when we talk bigger picture, that you are going to be, even with a good start and everything else you need, if you do start getting chipped away in, you know, in the first gun, in the first buy round and everything else coming out, bonus.
Oh,
no! Konsu! Fumbling it.
Yeah.
Maybe pressure getting a little much here. You're starting to see 11 against you. It does start to mount, and well, Bob takes absolutely no prisoners here. And Jazzykins and co feeling that pressure starting to mount towards short, and the wall
Good wall
goes
2
up.
in. The wall actually catching 2 on the left side of it here. Actually, Kalita nearly caught on that retreat. Romy, though, still stuck on the left side of this.
And I'm looking at readjust, though, shuffling back towards the B side, so pressure towards Mel. You can already see the camera starting to twist and turn, looking for any of these opponents coming in, and Bob repositioning towards top mid. This could be great timing for Bob, but actually gets warded away. Lovely support coming out from Bashed. Can at least keep their player safe as they try and pour up through middle.
Looking a lot more comfortable here on their attacking half. Kalita, also reveal through Melt. Have to deal with that. Still got a trap wire and the spy cam is still available. Not anymore, though, but a couple of one-ways now to work off. Will Mel be rewarded for her patience?
Well, may not be a lion's den, more like the rat's cage here. Mel waiting in the back. Don't allow the plant to come in, can't quite challenge. Has the smoke to keep safe on the right side, and the first challenger comes in and cleans her out. Mel gone. Romy going to find Jazzykins. This is much better work coming in, but the late flank catch them by surprise and pop in the ult as well. Okay, we're down to a 3v3 here. All of Kru's players tucked on the site itself. Smoke still invested. There it goes. The last one. High flash in. Can they make the most of it? Nade towards the back of the site. Kalita. Great work towards Katsumi. They need more. They find more. Cloud9 White. Devastating on the way back through.
And Kru almost look like they've dug their heel. Look at the HP from Alexis and Bob. 15 HP between them, Lauren. But they get themselves to 12. Kru, I think, going to be able to string together some sort of purchase here. At least rifles and the light shield coming through. Couple of ultimates online now. Kalita and Konsu, probably the 2 to build around. Romy and Base actually only 1 away, respectively. See with that late null command coming through. You did note Alexis was the closest in the previous round. Bob does have the Hunter's Fury online now. Can Kru hold C9 on the 12th for the time being? Beautifully execute. Back onto B side there from C9 White.
Well, giving it. Okay, Hunter's Fury. Right off the rip here, Bob. Did catch Kinnear, yeah, absolutely. And it's actually Alexis to find the follow-up towards Kalita, so this is not looking good as a start. Losing on that pressure, and Mel already taking space. The map is feeling small for Kru.
And that's a big ultimate off the board.
Yeah, it is. That's a
Wait,
big
hang
loss.
On. Mel's out in mid.
Yes, Mel has taken over half of the map.
Mel has so much space to work with it. Look how deep the tripwire is.
Hand off the mouse almost there, Mel. Easy, Tiger. Gonna get it back on, and Kinnear goes down. Mel's just striding through the map. Now, that could open a chance for them to double back here. They could walk away from this, try and maybe retake that space. You are seeing Bob have to respect that. Spin back around towards top middle, and Jazzy taking a peek.
Alexis got the knife back up, though, so actually now with the null command coming through, almost going to anticipate this, but Alexis just swings out, finds it, finds all 3. 4 on the round for Alexis. C9 White close out ASCENT.
And I think that closes out some of the doubts that people may have had, some of those considerations, expectations for Kru being maybe